SGC here and the Silver Spleen. Oh. This is live from Hong Kong. I know it doesn't look like it, but seriously, we are in Hong Kong.
Yes.
This is a special collaboration.
Yes.
And we're going to talk about The Great Wall, directed by Zhang Yimou.
Zhang Yimou. And
it's not out in Hong Kong yet. We both watched it, surprisingly, both in China. And it's not out in the West. And we're going to talk about it.
Yes. It's out in the western part of China, but not the West. Yeah.
I mean, the West, like the United States.
Right. I mean, actually, I don't know. Maybe it's not playing in Xinjiang. Who knows? Sorry about that. PLA live fire exercises. Film at 11.
Cover your face.
No! Anyway.
So yeah. So before we start this discussion,
yes,
we're gonna cut this differently because it's gonna show up on both of our channels.
Just say it, cause I'm white. Just say it.
Cause he's white, he has different, things.
No.
Okay.
I didn't know it was that kind of video. Jesus.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Anyway, so yeah, you're watching this. I don't know on which channel, but click on his or click on mine. It's gonna be different. Or maybe not, I don't know, who knows.
The titles might be different.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, so this, The Great Wall.
Yes.
So yeah, like, I don't know, everyone's probably heard about this film, because it's been so controversial in terms of...
I think anybody who clicked on this video has probably heard of the film.
So yeah, we all know Matt Damon is, like, the white star.
Yes.
Like, the first US trailer came out, and everyone's like, oh my god, the white guy saves the world and gets the girl.
Again, still.
Yes, in 2016.
Yes. And I didn't necessarily see that was the case in the movie.
No.
Actually, Chinese people save China.
Like they're supposed to.
I would assume, yes, exactly.
Because it's in China.
Yes. Matt Damon's character certainly is a useful part of the process. But no, he doesn't end up saving China or the world the way Brendan Fraser or that white kid in the Forbidden Kingdom do. So, no, it didn't work that way.
Thank God.
Yeah. Now, I said in my review, and I'm sure we'll talk about it in yours, anybody can find a problem with this stuff. You can always do that. But I don't think that it necessarily was as bad as it might have looked in that initial trailer.
Oh, yeah. Because, I mean, there's a lot of things... Like you were saying in your trailer, it really depends on the person.
My review?
In your review, sorry.
I don't have trailers.
Of his reviews. He has trailers for his reviews.
Right. I've been in a couple trailers, but that's another story.
Totally. So, I mean, in your review, you're saying that it depends on, like, the individual watching the thing and then what you bring to it. I think that's going to differ from how people will see this film. I mean, obviously, people who are very gung-ho about the whole... cultural race equality.
Sure.
From the U.S. watching this versus a person in China who just watched this, they're gonna have totally different.
Because they're on a VPN. If they're in China watching YouTube.
That's true.
That's not my point.
But yes, like their expectations are gonna be different. I mean, I would assume the United States, the Westerners, are gonna be more, focused on, what is Matt Damon doing here? Why is he in, China? Like, why do these Chinese people even know English? Whereas the person in China totally wouldn't even care about that sort of stuff.
Probably not.
They're just like, oh, white people. I've seen them before in other films.
Yeah, pretty much. If anything, one of the common things has been Chinese people are sort of very proud of the idea that they can get Matt Damon to be in one of their movies.
Yeah,
that works for me. Yeah.
I mean, he's no Brad Pitt, but it is still Matt Damon.
Yeah, well, he's, exactly. The same thing, Flowers of War. If you can get Christian Bale to be in your movie, I'm not mad at you.
Oh, that's really good.
Yeah. Now, something we were discussing before, you can certainly make the argument that this film, as you said, Matt Damon was the, what for the audience?
The narrative vehicle.
Yes. Because obviously it's kind of where it's assumed that, well, when I say we, don't mind me, some of the audience who perhaps look like me or Matt Damon, we're supposed to kind of project ourselves into that character, and that's how we get to see these things. One of the things I brought out was the main story obviously is protecting China against these monsters, and everybody in the movie does that, but the three white guys are the only ones who also have a second subplot. No one else does. Now, I don't necessarily think that that's racist. I think it's probably just bad script writing, because this script really is not very good. You know. So like I said before, I don't think it's an offensive movie.
No.
But I'm white, so maybe I don't
Well,
get it.
I'm not white.
Okay.
But then I'm like a Canadian.
Yeah, that's
So-
okay. No, it's a nice thing. It really is.
I'm
You
very
know,
nice.
What does America have that Canada doesn't? Nice neighbors. It's true. Okay.
That's very true.
You know, and that wall that someone wants to build is not against your country.
No, you know.
No, they're in the Never mind.
But yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it wasn't racist. I mean, it was like for me, I'm in a different perspective in a sense where like I'm in the middle. Like I'm not like people on the wall, nor am I Matt Damon.
Okay.
So I see it from both sides. Like I see, like oh, like the white guy comes in, and then the Chinese people sort of have to like figure out what he's about, and then they sort of like belittle him. And I understand where they're coming from because
Yeah.
the ancient Chinese sort of like dynasty, they're always like very proud, and they were crazy like technology advanced and everything in their own sort of world.
Yes.
And then so throughout the film, there's these like little like jabs of like, oh, you white barbarian, or
Yeah.
your bow sucks or whatever.
Yes. And historically speaking, by that time, China did actually have contact with the eastern edge of the Roman Empire. It's not as though no one in China had ever seen white people before.
Yeah.
But again, that's historical truth, and we're dealing with a movie about monsters.
And
you know.
that they did say in the very beginning that it's a legend.
Exactly. The other thing, though, that it's a bit weird. There's a magnet kind of ends up being important in the story.
Yeah.
China invented the compass, so
It's like, what is this
they
thing?
they didn't really, but they weren't really that like, oh, what is this? And they had the name of it awful quick. They're like, bring the magnet, and they didn't say like, bring the mystery rock, you know. But that was about the only thing I could tell. And as we said before, the way that two of the Chinese characters speak English, the reason for it is very clear.
Oh yeah.
And logical, and it's not as offensive as it was in, say, you know, Forbidden Kingdom, where just suddenly everyone started to speak English.
Because they can.
Don't get me started. I hated that movie. I really did.
I don't think I've seen it.
You shouldn't. There's no reason to.
Thank
You know.
God.
Yeah. But anyway, back to the Great Wall.
Ah.
I enjoyed the movie as a big, loud, dumb spectacle, because that's really the level on which it's safest, or perhaps most fun to look at. It looks really nice. Like I said, it was $150 million US. Industrial Light and Magic did the visual effects. Zhang Yimou was involved in the production design, and if you've seen Hero or some of his other recent films, you know that he's very good at using color to kind of involve people. So I liked it on that level. Ideologically, I didn't have a problem with it, although, as I said, I could understand if someone else did. Something that we've talked about before, what irritates me is because I know there are certainly people, you know, ABCs or even Chinese actors who certainly speak English well enough. You could have written this story with all Chinese people, and then Hollywood, as they always do, would say, well, but no one knows who they are. But the reason no one knows who they are is because you keep making these movies where you stick some sore white thumb in the middle of a Chinese story.
Yeah.
If you train people to acknowledge someone else, then they'll do it. And it's not as though there aren't enough, enough people that could do the job.
Yeah. I mean, like, thinking of it, like, right now, I feel like there could have been a compromise in the sense where they could have got Matt Damon, you have the star power, but then that other white dude, you could have cast him somebody else.
Yeah.
Like, Daniel Wu, I mean, he's getting, like, a lot of, like, praise for his TV show from AMC, Into the Badlands. He's a kung fu sort of badass. So if you cast that, you know, people are like, hey, I saw that guy on TV, and he's working with Matt Damon. Holy smokes!
Yeah.
Like, maybe I should go watch that movie.
Exactly.
That would have worked.
Yeah.
And it's like casting that dude. I don't remember his name because I'm horrible with names, but he's
Pedro.
Yeah.
He's in Narcos, which is a phenomenal show.
And then he was also in Game of Thrones, and he got killed.
Oh, okay.
He got his eyes.
Don't
popped,
watch Game of Thrones.
Popped out.
I don't usually watch television, but that's not my point.
Anyway, so yeah, so like you were saying, you enjoyed it for the spectacle and all that stuff, and I totally agree. I mean, all that stuff, I agree. More stuff that I enjoyed was just the whole, just like it's like a passable attempt of sort of like bridging the races of like America, West and East type of thing.
Culture.
Culture.
Let's say culture.
It's culture. Like I mean,
for Russell Peters' sake.
Yes. Just so that like we can see like, oh, this is like passable sort of like what film should be when it's like West, like the white and any other race. Like any other race should have that same representation. Because I mean, if you think back to like controversial films that are coming out, we had Doctor Strange with Tilda Swinton being a white. Well, I forgot her name in that movie, like Master.
She was Celtic, I believe.
And then she became Celtic
because originally
it was like
Tibetan,
and you can't have the Tibet in China,
right?
And then we also have Scarlett Johansson being a Japanese woman in Ghost in the Shell.
Oh god.
Oh my god. And then also you have further, like those ones are controversial, but then when you go further back, like Suicide Squad, they had one American Japanese actress. They could have done so much with her potential, like sort of pave her way to like more movies, but they didn't. They gave her one line in Japanese, even though the comic counterpart speaks English. Why? And then X-Men Apocalypse, you cast Fan Bingbing, which is she's like amazingly huge in China. Don't give her any dialogue, and it's just
Angela Baby was in what? Independence Day.
Well, she had lines.
Okay.
So it was better than nothing, I guess. But it could have been so much better. But here it's like you finally got Andy Lau. Jing Tian speaking English lines.
Yes.
That's very important. You need lines, not just like
yes,
one
Commander.
Random. Yeah, that's not a line.
No.
You need real dialogue.
Yeah.
And I think that's what I got most. I was like, this is like we're going in a direction that we should have gone like towards like 10 years ago.
Right.
But it's I don't know. Like I'm being optimistic here, as in like yes, Westerners or like the people that are like freaking out about, oh my goodness, Matt Damon saves the world. This movie doesn't. No. So I really hope the people that are like hating on this film when the first trailer came out actually goes and see this movie.
Yes.
Simply for the fact that it's visually great and the 3D's done well and it's like supporting, American sort of industrial light and magic.
Yes.
And also supporting like China. I mean, like they're gonna rule everything later, maybe.
Maybe.
Because I mean, you have so many films coming out now that are produced by Chinese companies. Like the new Star Trek was produced by 2 Chinese companies, and then now you have Alibaba who bought out Legendary Pictures,
right,
which made the Pacific Rim and all that stuff. So it's like they matter now. Actually, not just like they're not a joke. No.
And certainly there's a whole other video to be talked about, the way, like with Doctor Strange, the way that Chinese money tends to influence media in terms of, well, don't talk about this and don't say that. But, that's another video.
Yeah.
Yeah, for this one, I think people should definitely watch it, because to me, that one of the reasons I didn't get involved in the conversation beforehand was it was a trailer for the United States.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that's what the whole movie is like. And so now I again would say, if you go watch it, you're entitled to your opinion, but really, if you have an opinion about a movie you've seen, to me that's a lot more important than an opinion about a movie you haven't.
Or it's just a trailer.
Yeah, exactly.
For the United States.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, like, at the end of the day, Matt Damon is the main character. Jing Tian is also a main character.
Yeah.
So it's like, they saved the day type of thing. It's not like the white guy just, like, I don't know. Like, we talked about the magnet thing.
Yeah.
Like, even that was sort of like the thing that brought them together. It wasn't even like, oh, because I'm white, or oh, because you're Chinese. It was this rock that brought them together.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
it's like, wow.
Yeah.
Interesting thing.
So. Okay. Is there anything else you can think of?
Oh, one really sort of didn't catch that comment while you were making it. Like the color thing.
Yeah.
I really love the whole color of the different like squadrons. I don't know the technical term for an army, brigade or whatever, but the fact that they have like all these colors and they all have their roles. I love the scene where they're just sitting on the wall and they're like, oh, like the red guys are the archers, and I don't know what they are, and then like the crane, like the blue squad, they did their thing. And it was like, whoa, so cool. And another thing was like how one squad of an entire army was made out of women.
Yes.
Which is pretty like out there. Like you don't really get that.
Yeah.
Even in Western films, they're not going to be, we're gonna have a squad of like women fighting the war. No. So that's kind of cool. So like we're saying, it really depends on what you bring when you're sitting in the theater, when you're watching this, you can see it from like his perspective or mine, and a ton more other perspectives.
Right.
So it's like, at the end of the day, this movie does deserve like sort of your admission, because I mean it's a beautifully shot film, and Zhang Yimou sort of like really deserves that international fame outside of like the whole critic sort of
outside of the art house.
The art house, like, because I mean,
Hero is a beautiful looking movie, but it's not really that exciting
for general audiences. Like, I mean, like if you're a person who watched maybe, I don't know, less than 5 films in a year, like if he can somehow bring you to watch one of his films, that's pretty good. And I think this sort of is almost there. That you can bring general audiences in, and they'll be like, oh, enjoyed it, recommended, type of thing.
Exactly. The way that I've been describing it to people, it's not as good as it could be, but it's nowhere near as bad as it could have been either.
Yes.
So again, I would just say go and see it and then decide.
Yeah. Which is also another problem for this industry, that we have so many passable movies nowadays.
Yeah.
But that's another video. That's not going to happen today.
No.
So, yeah.
If you've made it this far, thank you for watching.
I don't know, like, wow, you did it. Congratulations! Right? We were literally just talking about a movie.
Yeah.
And this was off script, if you're wondering, because we don't do
I think
scripts.
they could figure that out.
Like
I think they
ad
know
lib.
All right.
All right. So yeah, are you gonna do your speech about buying?
What?
I don't know.
No. We can cut that out.
Oh, okay.